Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas Sorsa with James Head. We're here at AMF Northglenn for ABT Denver Branch's stair-step finals today, with the champion today winning $1,947. Again, this is stair-step finals. So our first match today is going to feature Gary Fridley right here in Northglenn. He's going to take on Mike Vasquez of Wheat Ridge. Mike's going to spot him 14 pins, and they're going to shake hands, and we are ready to go, James.
Awesome.
And we're going to fill our viewers in. Again, we're on a lot of the new PBA patterns, and this week was no exception. We're on the new Viper, which is 36 feet. And I'm glad that I have you here to give me some critique, because you actually bowled on it. You saw how it broke down. The thing that was kind of captivating almost is the fact that how the fronts just went completely bye-bye.
Almost immediately.
And then, but yet not down the mids.
Right, so you could clear the front and not have any recovery. So like as the heads broke down, you couldn't just move in and bend the ball. You had to figure out a way to get through the front of the lane,
right,
and navigate it as straight as possible.
You know, and I kind of laugh. I think they're either completely ingenious, the way they're getting these things to transition, or they're all psychotic and they're in the back watching, laughing.
Well, they're genius in what they're doing, but they're psychotic with what they're doing.
And here's the scary part of all, as we were both saying, and yet are the best bowlers in the world are still going to average 240 or better on it.
Right.
Which is just beyond.
Because they're good.
Yeah, they're real good. No, they're beyond just good. Okay, so here's our look at first look at Mike Vasquez. Gary Fridley 1-9 spare.
And
okay, a little light, 2-8.
well, and from what I watched yesterday, they were a little tighter over here.
You know, and the thing is too, I think they're always going to be a little bit tighter on this side because this side just isn't used as much.
Probably.
You know, I mean, this is a busy bowling center. And they not only do they have a tremendous league base, they still got tremendous open play on top of it, and they like to keep their customers in front of the bar, in front of the snack bar, in front of the counter, so they're going to use the 13 to 44 side. 1 through 12 basically is just for parties, small leagues, you know, occasional open play, but
They don't see a lot of heavy league
right,
traffic.
Exactly, right.
So Gary gets an open in the second, so he loses that 14-pin advantage quick.
That's good. Now, yeah, it's within a pin now. Unless Mikey doubles, he'll jump up 9.
Well, you didn't say I had to do math while I was here.
I'll help you. That was almost a 7-10. But he kicked the 7 out, leaves a 10-pin. Gary started bowling with me when the Masters division started in 1995. And he was a player here. He bowled like 2 or 3 leagues a week here all the time. In fact, no, Les Schisler used to have a pro shop here. And then Les had moved it to Elitch's. But in the mid-'80s, Les's pro shop was right here as you walked in the front door. It's been modernized a little bit, but as far as counter, how it's angled and all that stuff for better public exposure. But Gary was a player. He really was. And of course, he's 70-some years old now. Doesn't have the stamina that he used to have, but let me tell you something. That boy could pipe the ball.
Oh,
that was Steve Roskelly 30 years ago. And he was good. He really was. He won a couple Masters titles.
Another 2-pin on that lane.
Yeah, 2-8. He just can't seem to get it off. Well, let's put it this way. Unless he hits a particular area, the ball's not going to just face up. It's just going to kind of fade or go long, and he's going to leave light stuff like that.
Well, and that, to me, that was the easiest thing to do all weekend, was that you're trying to get it through the front and catch it in the mid. Because if you miss the mid lane, that's what you do.
Right, exactly.
And if you've got a bad ball reaction, that 2-pin combo comes with a 10-pin attached to it.
And a 4.
Sometimes a 4, yeah.
Come on, finish.
Nope.
It just came back too late. So Mike's open in the third. So he gives it right back. So now he's only up 1 scratch. So he's down 13 with handicap through 3 frames.
Yeah.
Our next opponent is our little dynamite, Lilia Bang, out of Centennial Lanes in Longmont, and she is an absolute character. We laugh. We say that the 2 bowling balls that she carries probably weigh as much as she does.
Probably.
but she's a dime.
Well,
Nice. See how that?
Yeah.
What a difference there. Ball just came right up and nice angle into the pocket.
It looked like it was in a similar spot on the lane, just a little cleaner off his hand, maybe.
Yeah, it could be just that. I have a hard time. I'm on an angle, so I'm not really seeing his release. But boy, the look. Well, just like with you, when watching you in the semis, the minute you let the ball off your hand, I knew exactly where it was going.
If it was in the right spot when I let go of it, it was in the right spot at the pins.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Anybody's guess other than that, but
including your own.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Nope, bounced it a little bit. Maybe
That's
get
flush.
lucky.
Oh,
come on.
I thought that was going to go
4-6.
flush on him.
Yeah. All right, unfortunately, 4-6 split. So he gives it to Mikey. Mikey gives it back, and now Gary gives it back. So he's going to have 50-something in the fourth to Mike's minimum 68, unless he doubles. All right, so Gary gets one. And again, 4-6, you're going to make it 1 in 180 million tries, so you get the 1.
Right.
Don't try making it. Especially pin count, and especially if you're on a strike or a string. Those little pins add up, and the next thing you know, the amount that you lose by was by you not getting that 1 pin that you should have gotten rather than go for the split.
Well,
Unless you had no alternative.
It's easy to get in the wrong mindset out here.
It is.
For sure.
No, it is, because your mind's racing. No doubt about it.
Going for the win, going for it all. That's a pretty good pitch there.
Come on.
I like that one. Oh, that one took off.
Just a little high toward the end, and
gets a 9
with some
for
good,
his efforts.
good mix there. It just leaves a 3. I'm curious to see how the new Carmen Salvino pattern is going to play next week at Coal Creek.
From the middle of the lane.
Yeah, 44 feet. So they're going to be playing 3rd, 4th arrow. But I'm going to be curious. Again, they've messed with the mills, and they've appeared as though they flattened a lot of the patterns out to kind of make it not so rev rate advantageous.
Right.
If you can understand it, or you at home. But I'm impressed at how they're very subtly tweaking these patterns. And but again, it's a learning process. Everybody's taking notes, seeing what balls work as the lanes transition, what squad. So it's pretty cool. So we're getting a first-hand look at all these new patterns, and then you'll see as the bowlers get used to them, the cuts will start to go up because they'll have a more confident idea of what they're doing.
And you've had you've had a little bit of time to do some trial and error as well.
Absolutely, sure.
Not everybody's fortunate enough to know which ball's going to work right out of the gate. That's way out on the lip.
Wow.
See, but it came off his hand cleaner, even though it hung off the lip, or at least from my angle, it looks like it hung off the lip.
His ball speed was about 11 and a half. Oh, I take that back. 13 and a half. And when he misses, I want to see what the ball speed is too, because it looks like it's very speed sensitive as well.
Super speed. That's how I cleared the fronts. You just throw it a little bit from her.
Yeah.
And even for me going like 75-80% of what I can throw it, you could still throw it through the break point.
Yeah. Look at this.
That was in a little bit though.
And it read earlier. Ooh. 3, 6, 9, 10. Not my favorite, especially on sport patterns.
Well, and for me on this pattern, the way it played, if you get enough angle going through the front to get it back around behind the 3-pin, it'll wiggle on you.
And then you don't make the 9.
Well, you might not even hit the 3.
That's very true.
But if you get it in just a board or two from that down lane, you run the risk of a jerking at 40 feet.
And not getting anything.
And
That looks pretty good, buddy.
See, just like that.
There we go. Just what we talked about.
Just a little short, little shallow. I mean, on the angle there, and then the ball
102 in the 6th
just takes off. There's not enough oil to hold it.
He's still up 15 though. That double really helped him. But it's funny, when the sport leagues first started in town, when we were doing the travel the first year, and then the second through like year 4, we were at Holiday with our lane guru Dave Allen, setting up the 5 different sport patterns for us back then. We used to call the 3, 6, 9, 10 the Big Four.
It was about as impossible to make.
It really was. It was fun though. We had a great time with it.
Yeah, that was a good league. I got to bowl that a couple of years.
It was a lot of fun.
When Dwayne was just untouchable.
Well, please. And it's funny, like when I was doing the TV shows with ABT back in the early 90s, and I was doing ACB for Nick Marchetti and John Fabrizio, Irv Brown and I were doing the shows, and he always wanted to know, who's the best bowler you ever saw? Who's the best bowler in town? And my first question was, when? I said, I was trying, because Irv was not a bowler, so he was trying to understand how it worked. And I said, you have, talking about the difference in the balls, the difference in the surfaces. And I said, but I have a great example for you, Irv. I said, we got a sport league, bowls at Holiday on Tuesday nights back then. We have 48 guys. We have one guy over 200 on 5 sport patterns, and he's at 209.
Right.
I said,
for years.
Second high was 199. I said, so your leader's Dwayne Millinger by 10 pins over some of the toughest players in town.
I'm not rooting for anybody, but I like watching the pins fall.
You've already answered the question. When you hear that, you go, okay, I get it. You put all these guys together, and when he leads by that much,
right,
it's a done deal.
And another one that's really good like that's Jason Duran.
Oh, please.
Just sick accurate.
Oh, my God. Oh, Mikey Little, opened up a little bit. All right, so he can get it back, though. He was on an open, so it didn't really hurt him. And the funny thing is, Jason will average higher on tougher patterns than he does on house shots. And I don't know if it's because, is all his equipment set up for this stuff, or is his focus just not there?
Dwayne
or
actually,
a little bit of both.
Dwayne's kind of the same, though. I think it's their accuracy.
Come on.
Oh, man.
710. So he's got 110 in the 7th. And all of a sudden, he's down 17 and could be down 27. Back-to-back opens after a double. Now he's starting to fish. We got to get lined up here pretty quick.
Those guys are so accurate, they don't really look for how to create room for error. Where most of us are always looking for a little bit of breathing room.
For every help we can get.
Yeah, any little bit of help.
Come on, a little faster. Still went high.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was. I guarantee you that was up around 14 and a half, maybe 15. Let's see what we got here, and it's still hooked early. He was just a little bit higher. 13.61, not bad.
But it's deceiving too, because the ball's going to slow down on the back of the lane.
And all right, that is my spare from hell the last 18 months. Chopping the 6 off the 10. Yeah, it's no matter what I throw at it, and no matter what angle. I said, okay, God has a sense of humor.
How many ways can I miss?
Yeah, and I've done just about every one. I would hate to have to make that spare 8 times in a row for serious money, because I don't think I could do it. It's just the way it is. All right, Gary, see if you can get a double here and extend the lead.
He gave that one some gas.
Sure did.
Yeah.
And there he comes.
Stuffed it with a double.
Yep. Yep. The nice thing about Gary, he's built a lot like Ross Kelly. He's tall, got a lot of leverage because he's got long arms, and it's very easy for him to generate ball speed without really trying. So his first move, if they start to break down, is I'm just going to jack it a little harder. And for him, it works. Now he can really take an insurmountable lead with another one here.
Well, and that kind of shift in momentum, that doesn't do a lot for your competitor.
Yeah.
That one was in a little bit.
Ooh, he was very lucky there.
What a great break.
Yeah, that had 4-6 written all over it. Got a great break on a 4, so he just leaves the 6. If he converts this, he's 142 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. If Mike strikes, he's a 130 in the 8th. So he's down 12 scratch plus 14 handicap advantage. So right now Mike Vasquez with 2 frames goes down 26 pins. And looks like Gary will have no problem with that. Okay. So he's got 142 in the 8th, spare in the 9th.
That open, though, there to get Mike salivating. He'd get hungry and try to come up and throw 2 or 3 of them at him and see what happens.
Sure. It's a shame after that double to go. Open hurt. But he can still finish with 190, give him a run for his money.
Ball change.
And that was a pretty good shot. Pretty good shot. So the best he can do now is 179 scratch. So basically it's just about over. Again, Gary's got that 14-pin advantage in handicap. Gary can go 9 miss for 170, and that'll be enough. All right, so Mikey makes a spare. 129.
Yeah, 49.79.
Yep. So it looks like Mike Vasquez is going to go eliminate in 5th place. Well, with 5% of the Megapod, he'll take home $306, and Gary Fredley's going to move on to take on Little Dynamite, Lily a Bang. Get it? Dynamite, bang.
Bang.
Hang with me, kid. And she's fun. She's a lot of fun to bowl with.
I got to bowl with her last weekend.
She
was a blast.
She is a lot of fun.
Moved in a little bit, and that's the thing. Like
128.
He threw a really good shot, more up the boards. Mm-hmm. That shot there looked like he just moved in, give a little angle to the front, and never recovers.
Yeah.
So you go, 4-pin, miss the head pin.
That's when you start banging your head against the wall. Let's see. Come on. Learn something, Mike.
Hit it harder.
Okay. All right.
Cross over for the spare.
Yep. 166 if he strikes. With 24, give him 190. And just not enough today.
Pretty good weekend, though.
Yeah, it was. A lot of the members that joined for doubles over Thanksgiving showed up for their first singles event, which was great. We had 22 new members over the doubles event for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Had probably 15 of them bowl this week. That's great. Build the base, make it easier. So, because a lot of our masters didn't participate this week, but the new blood coming in made up for it. So, it works out.
You think that's holidays or just too much stuff going on this weekend?
Yeah, there was a lot going on too. I think there was 2 or 3 different scratch events plus the team trios event at Holiday. All right, 160 with a 610 and a 10th.
So he's at 168.
Yeah, it gives him 206 with handicap. It's a no-brainer. He'll win by 15 or 16. Oh, he's going to win by more than that, if he makes it.
I don't know. You said I didn't have to do math today, so I'm just going to sit here and see what happens.
There you go, 218, win by 29. There you go, spare strike. Okay, gets a spare.
He's getting, what, 38 pins?
Yeah, Gary gets 38, Mike got 24. Now, Gary's going to have his hands full because Lily is going to get 67.
Wow.
Okay, our first match is complete, ladies and gentlemen. Your victor, Gary Fridley of Northglenn, beating Mike Vasquez of Wheat Ridge. Mike's going to go home with $306. And when we come back from the break, you'll see Gary Fridley take on our 3rd seed, Lily Bang of Longmont. Again, you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour here at AMF Northglenn, just north of Denver, Colorado, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Lasorsa, James Head here at AMF Northglenn for match number 2 of the Amateur Bowlers Tour Denver Branch. Our Game 1 winner, Gary Fridley, now taking on third seed Lilia Bang of Longmont. And he's got to spot Lilia about 29 pins. And you don't want to take this little gal for granted. She's a grinder, and she can hurt you. So she had Gary lead off, and she's going to see what happens. But she's fun to watch. Isn't she a kick?
She's a blast. I got to bowl with her for doubles last weekend and just had a great time bowling with her.
I was laughing. I was up talking to Don up at Centennial, general manager, and we were cracking up. We were saying, so Don Agstad talking,
Boom.
and then I said, hey, have you seen Lilia? Because at the time I had a ball I had to deliver to her. And he says, well, she bowls league here twice a week, but she's here every day. She's practicing. Those literally words out of his mouth. Here she comes.
Oh, wow.
What a riot. But she really loves to bowl.
It's a great sport.
It is.
See our first look at Lilia.
Yeah. Roll, roll, roll. Oh, nice break. All right, just leaves it 2. Gary started off with a strike, and he's going to need a couple more of them because if Lily does what she normally does, which is make spares until she drives you crazy,
Right.
You better not take her for granted. So it'll be interesting. You know, almost 30 pins in 10 frames. You make a mistake or two, all of a sudden you don't have any room left. Different story if you're bowling blocks of 4, 6, 8 games. Not that big a deal.
Right. One game match goes quick.
Yes. All right, very good. Okay, so Lily makes it 2. Her husband, John, also bowls with us, but John's love is poker.
Mm.
He's retired, and he loves poker.
Nice.
So he's got a couple turkeys somewhere around the Legion post up in Longmont that he's playing cards with. And when he's not doing that, he's up in Blackhawk or Central City sitting down in a card game. But absolutely enjoying retirement and having fun.
That looked like a great pitch.
Yep. Come on. Ooh, just couldn't kick out the 7. Good shot, though.
Yeah, 9 spare for her is a big game, though.
Oh, it's huge. Please. You know, we're looking at a gal who realistically barely averages 150 on our patterns.
Correct.
She could probably be, I'm guessing she could be upper 160s, low 170s on a house shot. I'm not sure. But there are some patterns where it's right in her game, and you give her that extra handicap for, bowling on sports stuff, and all of a sudden you're going, ooh, I got myself a match here.
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll right through. Oh, it walked right off the lane, so she's 9 open. Frame number 2, and she doesn't like that. She didn't think that ball was going to go. All right, so Mr. Fridley up for frame number 2, working on a strike. This will be a golden opportunity for him. Boy, if he doubles, he can just about take care of that handicap almost right away, and that could be the death knell for Lily. She needs to keep that handicap advantage up and going so she gives herself a chance and put some pressure on Gary.
Right.
But, yeah, if he's able to throw another one here and he's got the front 2 with her opening in frame number 2, 29 pins doesn't last long.
It goes away quick when you're striking.
Sure. Well, looks like suddenly he dropped a little. Dropped it right in the hole.
Off his hand a little quick.
Yeah, just leaves a 9. People don't understand, and again, we're talking about, simple little stuff. People that gain weight or lose weight, and it happens. And then as the older you get, it happens frequently. What a 10-pound difference in your weight does to your span is unbelievable.
Your total fit.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. They don't even think about it. They don't even think about it.
I've seen 5 pounds actually make like a 2-bit thumb hole size change. 2 bits.
Wow. Yeah.
which is more than a piece of tape.
Yeah. Well, and you know, like Gary now. Gary was sick for a while, lost some weight. He's starting to put weight back on. He's a big man. I don't think that his equipment fits him well right now.
As good as it could?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he needs to get through the ball clean, and I just don't see that happening. That was a little better. And he got a better ball reaction, so he leaves 2-8. But it's amazing how people don't even think about it. And that's another reason why, for me personally, I love the thumb slugs.
Because then you can just pick the right one today.
Exactly. Right.
You don't have to think too
Throw
much
it
about
right
it.
in the ball, and it fit. Now you got the same grip on all your stuff when you use it. I love it. Now, yeah, if it breaks in the ball, if it winds up in the back of the pin setter, yeah, you could have some problems. But realistically, to me, that's the way to go. Gary didn't get that ball up to the 2-8, so he's open in the third. And Lily can come right back and actually take a 2-pin lead.
And watching Gary bowl this weekend, if I were to guess on his fitment, it would, either the thumb's a little bit loose or maybe a little bit too much pitch in it.
Yeah, or both.
Or both.
Yeah.
Looks like he struggles hanging on to it.
Yeah. But we'll get him fixed up. And I think he's Mike Tabucci, if you're listening, if Gary's one of your steady customers, and I believe he is, take a look at his fit the next time he's in looking for equipment and see what you can do for him.
Yeah, throw 3 pieces of tape in. Don't ask. Just tell him.
Really?
Here, go throw that.
Tell me what you think. And Mike's been drilling equipment up in Westminster for well over 30 years. And every time I go into his shop, there's 5-6 people in the lobby, and he's in the back punching bowling balls out as fast as he can. All right, good shot, Lily. All right.
9 spare.
So 9 spare in the third.
So that puts her at 40, so she retains her.
She can strike here. She'll have a 2-pin advantage scratch. And that'll give her wow.
Yeah, she's
30,
just hanging under
some pins.
Hanging under handicap
Sure.
advantage here.
Yeah. And again, that's what she wants to do.
Right. You can't grind with her.
No.
You got to come out
Especially
swinging for the
one game.
fence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't want to sit and grind with her.
Uh-uh.
Come out and get that 3-bagger and take off.
Well, she pulled that a little bit too. And get lucky. Almost carried
Her
that.
Brooklyn carry is amazing.
Amazing. Yeah,
It is absolutely amazing.
I don't know whether it's the forward roll or what, but yeah, you're right. You could have easily carried that 9. So she's up 1 pin scratch.
I'm doing bad math over here.
So she's up 30 pins.
Nick's letting me keep score. I told him I'm not good at math, so we'll get
I'm
done
just
and
trying to
somebody
get
will
you-
shoot 313 scratch. I'm like, I did something wrong.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I got that one.
That girl. Oh, she's funny. See, that's what I love about this stuff. You can't beat this. They are here just for fun. The money's, of course, is good, but they're having a ball just doing what they enjoy doing.
It should be 120 or 220. Right. It should be fun.
Yeah.
A lot of the kids, when they come up and want instruction and stuff, I tell them, like, don't go too far in the wrong direction. Being competitive is fun, but having fun with it's more important.
135. Very lucky just to only leave 3 pins.
And pulled it badly as a relative term on this pattern. That was a big miss. For folks at home, though, like the bowl league, that probably would hit the pocket. It wasn't that big of a pinch. Probably missed 2 at the arrows. That one's in the gutter.
Get there.
Yeah,
No.
It looked like it was in the gutter.
Overcompensation.
Well, that happens frequently.
Yep, so 7 out. He's got 53 and a 4th, and he's in trouble. He is in serious trouble. He's got to take a deep breath, 1 shot at a time. Winner of this match is going to take on Mr. Mako of Aurora,
who's just been bowling phenomenal this weekend.
Yeah. Him and Steve Roskelley, our leader.
That's probably why they're in the 1 and 2 spot.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not like they had good day, bad day. They're just coming at you both days. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Oh, that was one of the better shots he's thrown.
Wow.
Left a 10 pin.
That's brutal. That was just a gorgeous pitch off his hand.
Yep.
Came in just a little bit late and wrapped a 10 pin.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It's just not. Again, I don't know if it's that he's trying to grab it or that it's just not fitting him properly. Both balls seem to do the same thing as far as
come off behind the hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like he's trying to.
Yeah.
Because he knows where he wants to let go, but it's gone before it gets there.
Yeah.
Because he might be older now, but he hadn't forgot how.
No, not at all.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Ooh, look at that. Pretty
Yeah.
good shot. She leaves a 10 pin. This game's going to get away from Gary really quick.
Yeah, those.
She spares here. She's up 24, 26 scratch. She'll be up 50-some pins.
85. Well, give her 9 spare 9 for 85, so she's 23 scratch ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 62.85 in the fifth.
Come on.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Yeah, she's excited. Gives it the old fist pump. Yeah, baby. Gotcha. And look at the grind. 9 spare, 9 miss. 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare.
Yep. That's not a boxing match I want to be involved in.
That's fact.
Because she can 9 spare as much as me, so if I'm not throwing a 3 or 4 bagger in there,
you're toast.
Game over.
Yep.
That's in
That's
a little
going
bit.
to come.
That's that Brooklyn shot. Boy, she's
Why
got
not?
that Brooklyn carry.
Absolutely.
She got lined up throwing Brooklyn's last weekend with me, and I was like, "Don't change a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
No.
that strikes better than my pocket hits do."
Yep. I tell people years ago we were at Northgate Lanes in Westminster, 72nd and Federal, no longer there. Split 24, Brunswick House. Actually, it was a small chain that owned it.
That one got through good.
No.
Oh, that's dirty. That's
Lucky Von Riesen, recently deceased, who was a very good friend of mine, who was he was a cool proprietor. We had a lot of fun together. He was instrumental in getting ABT off the ground here in Denver in the early 80s. Great proprietor for tournament play. Anyway, we're in there, and one of my older players at the time, Ralph Medina, out of Denver, retired mechanic. I think at the time he was probably 65, 66 years old. And I can't remember the gentleman he's bowling against in a championship match. And Ralph's got the front 9 Brooklyn, right-hander. All 9 were Brooklyn. So he's crushing a poor guy. The guy's got brain damage out the butt. So I walk, it doesn't matter what I say. Ralph's going to win the tournament. So I walk up to Ralphie and I go, "Ralph, put 1 in your pocket, would you please?" Just joking with him. So he looks at me, he doesn't say a word. He picks up the ball and just crushes the 1-3 pocket and leaves a 10 pin. He spins around. He goes, "That's why I don't do that." And we just lost it.
That's awesome.
What a great guy.
What a tough break these last couple of frames for Gary, though, man. Just really good pitches.
Yeah, he was my 5th ABT Super Bowl champion. He won the title in 1987 at Tri-City Bowl in Broomfield, Johnny Canales' old place. Okay, will it hold? No. Gary is in serious trouble. 90 in the 7th. He can punch out for $180, and it's not going to happen. which is unfortunate. He bowled well this weekend, but either drops it in a ditch or yanks it just enough to miss. And that's happening when you're struggling. It happens to everybody. And yet he bowled well all week, so this is not an indication of Gary's ability. Trust me. Gary's a great player. All right, here comes Lily. And why not?
Brooklyn double.
Brooklyn double.
I don't want to call that game over,
If I'm
game over.
If I'm Rob Macko, I'm going to ask what time happy hour starts. Because he's gone. Let me see. I'm going to have to spot this woman. Well, she gets
Plus
67. 20. He gets 24. 43 pins in 10 frames.
Got to come out swinging.
Swinging?
Early 5-bagger will help.
That would help, yeah.
Yeah, because she's in 220s here, I think, with her handicap, even if she goes 8 open, 8 open.
Sure. Roll it up, baby. Look at this. Oh, it's a good shot.
What a great pitch.
Little weak, leaves 10. And, you know, that's what she does at you all day. Mm-hmm. Amazing. And when Lilia bowls bad, it's because she misses spares, and that's not her game. I mean, her normal game is she's a good spare shooter.
Sure.
So she's going to be close to the cut the whole time, and when she misses, she doesn't miss by much, unless she's really, really struggling on a pattern. Some of the patterns that we put out obviously do not help.
I mean, she's not
game.
Sporadic like me. Go minus 100.
Yeah, really. And then come back and go plus 150.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So as I say that, I jinxed her and she opens, but she's got 143 in the 8th. Right now she's in the 220s if she goes 9 out, 9 out. And Gary, the best he can do is 180 scratch with 38, 218.
Right.
So it's pretty much hasta la vista, baby. And Gary's going to go home in 4th place, but he takes home $356 with 5% of the mega pot. That looked pretty good. All right, a little bit of a non-break there. It leaves a 6. As Nolan would say, I'm calling this. I'm 812 and 3.
Wow.
Whatever, Nolan.
Well, he's basically mathematically out of it.
Yeah,
now,
he is.
So.
He is, yeah.
See, best he can do is plus 80, so 170 and 38, 208. She's already got that covered.
Yeah, it's over.
Stay behind the foul line.
Yep. Go get your check and see you next week.
There it is.
There it is. Great shot. Look at him. Look at him. He's going, I found it. I found it.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. Of course, his son Jason is just ripping him a new, giving him grief.
Oh, yeah.
They enjoy bowling together, and they just give each other grief the whole way.
Well, in the 6th and 7th frame, there weren't any better or worse shot quality wise. Only
No.
10 pin, 8 pin.
Yeah. Okay, 9th frame for Lilia Bang. Oh, that time she goes up high, leaves a 610. I'm sorry, 410. Yep. So just get one. You got the game match in hand. Shoot for a 10 pin if you want to get some more practice in. Yep, which is what I would recommend.
She's going to throw a strike ball, so I'm guessing she's going for the 4 pin.
Okay. And a girl. Okay. So she gets 9 for 152 in the 9th. Gives her 219 with handicap. She's already got Gary beat. No matter what Gary does. 208's the best Gary can do with handicap. So Lily is going to finish first. Gary will mop up, but again, Gary will take home $356 for 4th place and 5% of the mega pot. Now Lily's in the $500 range. Now she's going, yeah, I want this. And, of course, John in the back's going, come on, baby, let's go.
Right.
Get some head pin. All right.
Still
on
8
free.
though.
Yeah, 8 count.
Yeah, I bet the fire turns up in her here in the next game, this next match.
We'll see. Yeah. She's gonna have her work cut out for her, obviously. But the two guys that are technically could face her are going to be giving her a lot of handicap, but are good players in their own right. But again, they don't throw strikes. It's going to be hard. She's going to be hard to beat. There we go. Easily makes the 1-3.
She is, but I think fortunately for both of those gentlemen, they've not had a problem this weekend stringing strikes together.
Not at all. Especially our leader, Steve Roskelley. My goodness.
Just piping it up 4-5 like nobody's business.
Exactly. And qualifying, I think he had the front 8 and just a absolutely high, hard 10-pin. I don't know how he left it. Just incredible.
Round objects, heading around objects.
Yeah. Okay, got a 7 count for 169 scratch. Gives her 236 with handicap. Easily defeats Gary Fridley. And again, even if Gary strikes out, the best he can do is 208. So Gary's going to go home 4th place, and Lily's going to move on to meet our 2nd seed, Rob Macko, in match number 3. Rob, I believe, grew up in Aurora, now lives in Denver. Appliance repairman. So he's a tinkerer. There we go.
There they
so
come.
he's going, Zap, where's that ball been? Let's see if that's me. I'm really upset with myself now.
If it's me, I know where they went. It was my fault they left. I get in my way so much. The mind is a terrible thing.
Yes. And, the old KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes that's your best reward. All right, leaves a 9. So the best he can do now is 159. He'll shoot 197 with a spare. All right. Gary Fridley finishes up, shoots 159 scratch, 197 with handicap. He goes home in 4th place, and Lilia Bang moves up the ladder. She's going to take on our 2nd seed, Rob Macko of Denver, and you'll see that semifinal match when we come back from our break. Again, you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour here at AMF Northglenn. Don't go anywhere. Come right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Lasorsa here at AMF Northglenn for our semifinal match for our stair-step finals. Here this weekend, our 2nd match winner, Lilia Bang of Longmont, is now taking on our 2nd seed, Rob Macko of Denver. Rob's elected to have Lilia lead the match, so shake hands and best of luck. Okay, he's elected to have Lilia lead because Rob wants to finish on lane 5. He likes his look a lot better on that, and he wants to finish on that lane, which is a smart move. But again, he's got to spot Lilia 43 pins. That's a lot to deal with in 10 frames, so he's got to be on his game. And Lily, again, is a good spare shooter. Now, 3rd place today, folks, is $562. That's the worst that these players are going to do now with 3 of them left. 2nd place at $1,023, and our champion today at $1,947. All right, James is back. Oh, what a great shot. Leaves a 7-pin. Wow.
Yikes.
Wow. Good ball.
That was a great pitch.
Now, remember the last time she left this, the ball walked off the lane and she missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if
she remembers that.
Yeah, she remembers that.
Snuck off to refill my beverage.
Well, of course. And we caught you.
She did remember.
And will it get there? Yep. And a girl. Okay, 9 spin. Yeah, see, the difference between you and Nolan has cocktail waitresses falling over him. So it's like he'll sit here and all of a sudden he's got 3 toddies. He's going, yeah, baby. So you have to go get your own stuff.
Right.
You know, we're just
nobody's
plebes.
falling over me.
Yeah, we're just plebes.
Unless my shoes got in their way. Then,
There you go.
then they fall because of me.
All right, our first look at Rob Macko.
Yeah.
And nice shot. That was a great adjustment he made because he was light in practice.
Was he?
Both times on that lane, which is why he elected to have Lily a lead because he wants to finish on lane 5. The look he had on 5 was even better than that. So
nice.
Good adjustment by Rob on lane 6, and let's see if he can double up early and try to work on some of this handicap here.
He hasn't struggled throwing strikes this weekend.
No. And Rob has won 9 or 10 titles minimum with me. The shirt he's got on tells me he's a 9-time champion out of Zone Wheat Ridge, and that was 3 years ago. So, oh, he tugged it a little bit. Yep.
Came over the top.
Yep, sure did. 3, 6, 9, 10. I love Rob's game. Very simple, deadly accurate. Deadly accurate. It does the same all the time. And that's for those you practicing out there. You want to ball your gait going to the line should be the same all the time. Get your release, your arm swing back in line all the time. Just very easy to get better and better, more and more consistent. That looks pretty good, James. Yep, no problem.
That was good. That, yeah.
All right, makes the 3, 6, 9, 10. So he's got 20 in the first.
There's like 2 ways to make that and 100 ways to miss.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, our good friend Ken Sturgeon has done just that. He's made it twice in his life, and he's missed it a couple thousand times.
He's shown us many of those 100 variables.
Yes, yes. And he'll be the first one to tell you. All right, Lily, coming off the 1. Get up there now, a little light. He's a 1, 2, 4, 8. Nose on a spare, so she's going to give up a couple pins to Rob.
Well, how many is he spotting her? 30.
He is spotting her.
No, 40.
She gets 67, and he gets 24.
Yeah,
43.
Whittles 4 pins of that off in the first frame.
Now he's only down 39. And let's see what happens here. That looks pretty good. Yep, not a problem. Easily covers that. And again, 4 pins a frame ain't going to cut it.
Nope, he'd come up 3 pins short.
Yep, that's why Lily can be tough if she grinds out some spares here, and God forbid get a double.
Oh yeah.
You better get on your strike train real fast.
No thanks.
Or you're going to be off at the next stop.
She comes out clean with a double. I don't.
Nope, she leaked it a little right. So the ball's going to come up light again. 1, 2, 4. So now
Well,
she's
clean with the
around.
doubles, 2-0 scratch, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then 67 pins. That's tough to beat.
That's have a nice day. Yep.
That's tough to beat.
Yep. Yeah, 33 in a second. Conceivably giving Rob back 7 pins of that 43. But still, she does this every frame. She's a winner. So Rob's got to.
He's got to get going. Yeah. He knows that.
Absolutely, yeah. Rob's been around for quite a while. Come on, Lily. And, just can't kick the 4 out. So she's open in frame number 3, 42 in the third. And let's see, I'm guessing here that Mr. Macko is just going to jack this one.
All in.
You know how that works. You have an advantage to make an impact early. Let's step up and make a great shot. So let's see what he does.
looked pretty good off his hand.
And absolutely jacked the rack. What a great shot. And
That's what
again, I was telling
do,
you,
though, right?
that was the lane he was having trouble with in practice.
It's like, I opted not to finish on that lane because it wasn't rolling good, and I'm going to throw all strikes on that lane during the match.
Yes. Well, he can. Let's see, if he just spares here, he takes 18 off of her lead. And if he should double 28 off of 43, all of a sudden he's only down 15.
I think he's going to double here.
Yeah, I like his chances. Yeah, I really do. More aggressive. Boom. Great shot.
Yeah.
And that's why Mr. Mako and Mr. Roskilly
were
1-2 all weekend, because they play that shot as well as anybody.
Well, and Rob's playing in a little bit further than what I saw Ross Kelly playing. But
well, he's using a haywire, and I'm knowing Steven, he's using a high road because that's all he ever throws hardly.
right.
He's got that nano, that high road nano. That could be fun. All right, she's light again, 1, 2, 4, 8 again, but she's on an open, so no big deal. Just make the spare.
Make spare, get right back into it.
Yep. I was hoping we'd see the Pope this weekend. Steven's stepfather-in-law, or stepfather, Chuck Bazemore, battling cancer, doing pretty good. Oh, this is sad. He only gets 2, so she's got 50 in the 4th. Chuck Bazemore, who we affectionately call the Pope. Nobody's going to recognize him now because with chemotherapy, he's got no beard. No hair. And, of course, Chuck, his nickname is ZZ Bazemore because he looks like he should be playing with ZZ Top, of course.
Yeah.
So I was laughing. I said, you ought to just come in and sit down at Holiday in 2 weeks at the year-end party and just sit in the restaurant and see how many people actually see that it's you. So I said, we get him one of those Santa beards.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was, 5 count. We get him one of those Santa beards with the little hooks. He's halfway there, and then people will figure out who it is.
Right.
So I guess he's doing outpatient right now, but he's doing pretty good. I'm glad to hear that. Again, for those of you who just tuned in a little late, the pattern that these bowlers are playing on is one of the new PBA patterns. It's the new Viper, which is 36 feet. And again, next week at Coal Creek in Lafayette, we're going to be on the new Carmen Salvino, which is 44. Let's see if Rob can get a 3-bag here. Poor Lily's open 3 consecutive frames.
That one's left.
A little high, leaves baby split, 310. Not happy with that shot. Think he got a little off balance. And to our left, our tournament leader, Steve Roskilly Jr. 152 over for 3 games this afternoon. Rob Mako was second at 110. So, give you an idea what they were doing. Will it hold? Yep, great shot. All right, very good. 88 in the 4th with a spare in the 5th.
So Steve only gets 14 pins?
Yep.
Wow.
And actually, after today, he won't get that.
Yeah, but that's 135 over and 3 scratch, man.
Absolutely. That's
blazing the trail.
Yes, very nice. Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it. Well, Rob's already
what's that,
surpassed. 240? Let's see, 135 over. Yeah, it's 245.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
All right, Rob, little light leaves a 1-2-10. And right now, you really don't want to give Lily a sense that she can come back and catch you. You need to make this. Because he does have he's gotten all that handicap going. He's now up 3 pins. And let's see if he can make this wash out. And didn't quite finish as much as he would like to, but I think he threw it just a little bit too hard. So he's open into 6, but he's got a 114. Now if Philly goes spare strike for 79, 35, she'll get almost a full mark back. So still a very close match. She could be up as much as 8 pins here.
I'm not a good commentator with all these numbers going around.
Just hang on, baby. All right.
I need a calculator and somebody to type in on it.
3-6-10 for Lilia Bang. See, you're lucky. Normally I have Ross Kelly and Joe Stebniak behind me telling me of all the ties we're going to have. I want to kill them both. They're over there calculating away.
Are all ties decided with a 1-game roll-off?
Yes. The only time it is not is if we are, for example, say this bowling center was going to be completely full in a half hour. And we don't have the time. I don't want to let the leagues be late waiting for us. So what I would do is I would go to a 9th and 10th. If the handicap difference was different, they get 1/10 of each frame.
Right.
So they would get 2/10 of their handicap for the 9th and 10th. And I hate seeing somebody lose by like 0.2, but sometimes we don't have a choice. And if we do have a tie in normal situations where the bowlers are actually have the same handicap, it's a scratch match, then I just let them go 9th and 10th. But for the most parts, to make it as fair as I possibly can, we'll do a full match with handicap. Come on, Lily, make this 9, and let's get some mojo going here. All right, girl. All right. 7, 8, and a 6, spare and a 7th. And it's a 3-pin match. Frame number 7 for Rob Macko. Oh, crossed over. Very fortunate just to leave the 6. And he is working on an open, so
that's irrelevant.
The pin count inaccuracy doesn't really come into play here. Okay, no problem with that. So Rob's got a spare in the 7th. We got ourselves a very, very tight match. Lilia Bang up 7 pins with 3 frames to go. And again, Rob's elected to have Lilia finish last. Rob wants to finish first. And he wants to finish on lane number 5, where he's out right now for frame number 8.
That was a good pitch.
Yep. You were very, very, very wise and correct at the same time. And that's exactly what he wanted to do. Let's get a good look for that lane on, so he steps up in a 10th if he needs it. Now, if he should happen to carry lane 9, that's a bonus.
She's working on a spare. Mathematically, we're real close, right?
Yes. Ooh, baby split, 310. up 5 pins, but she needs to convert this split to stay up by that amount.
Right. It's got a chance.
Sure does. No, just barely missed. So she's open in the 8th, got 105. Now he's in a pretty good place right now. Lily needs to step it up and at least strike here in the 9th, give herself a chance. Actually, technically, she's only down a pin, but Rob's working on a strike in the 8th. Let's get a strike here, Lily. Oop, little high. Okay, very fortunate. She leaves just a 6.
So with handicap, she'd be at 173 with a spare.
And again, she's on a pace to just barely miss her average.
Uh-oh.
Did she up? Yeah, she wheeled it out and then too far. 114 in the 9th. Unfortunately, she goes back-to-back opens in the 8th and 9th frame. So now the best she can do is 144 scratch. 167.
It's 2-0. He's already at like a
211.
two-team pace, isn't he?
If he just grinds out and goes spare, strike, spare, he shoots 194 and 24, 218.
Yeah.
And that's enough. So that's why this double here could be absolutely huge and just lock it up.
A little wide.
A little light. Oh, very, very lucky. He almost left the 278, but he's very lucky just leave it 2-8.
I think I've made that twice in my whole life.
What, the 278? I don't have a problem making that for whatever reason.
There's people that can make it every time, and then there's people that miss it every time. I just happen to be one of those people that miss it.
I'll make that more than I'll make the 610. I can tell you that. I'll chop the damn 6 off the 10 all the time. I know.
It shouldn't be that way.
That's why bowling is such a crazy sport. Roll it up, Rob. Good job. All right. He's got 154 in the 8th, spare in the 9th. 74. So he is technically up 60 right now. And you take the 48 off of there, he's up 12 pins.
13,
so
yeah.
That back-to-back open and that single pin miss by Lily is really going to come back to haunt her. First ball in the 10th for Rob. This is the lane he wanted to finish on, and he starts off with a strike.
So that puts him up at 17.
218, the best Lily can do, 44, 67, 211. So, as Mr. Carruthers would say, I'm calling this. Lilia Bang of Longmont, Little Dynamite, takes 3rd place today with 10% of the Megapot, $562. Great day for Lily. And Mr. Mako, our 2 seed, is going to take on our 1 seed.
There's a
5-count washout. I saw Glenn Blunt Jr. leave about 8 of those last night.
Oh, man.
To the point where we were just laughing about it. I mean, it was weird. And then he started betting people dollars that he could make this.
It was easy to throw it through the break point.
Oh, yeah.
Which you wouldn't figure on 36-foot pattern, that
Correct.
you could throw it through anything.
Yeah.
Oftentimes on the shorter patterns, we can just get in and throw it at the friction and let it.
All right, Rob's going to end up 192 and 24 for 216. And even if Lily strikes out, she's going to be 5 pins short. So Lilia Bang's going to go home in 3rd place. Again, $562. And that'll set up our championship match between our number 1 and number 2 seeded players, Rob Mako and Steve Roskilly Jr. We'll let Lily finish here. A little light again, leaves a 1-2-4. But she had a good weekend. She really did. I believe she caught a sweeper check and finishes third in the tournament. Beats 110 other people. Not bad.
115 entries this weekend?
Yes. And first place will be worth more money next week at Coal Creek. Nice shot. All right.
Which I'm guessing will look like a fallback shot.
Yes, and I would agree with you, depending on the surface.
Well, just because Coal Creek plays the way it does.
Yeah, exactly, right. Tends to play a little drier. I think that was John. He spoke from the grave. There he is. He nicely said, "Woman, you're on the wrong side. Get over there." I wonder if Lily made more money bowling than John made playing cards today. That's the whole key.
Quite possible.
Get up, get up, get up. There we go. All right. 133 scratch. She shoots 200 on the nose with handicap, but just a little short. But what a great day for Lily Bang. She's going to go home in third place, $562. And our championship match, which you will see shortly, Rob Macko taking on our tournament leader, Steve Roskelley Jr. The winner is going to take home $1,947. So again, we're going to step aside for editing purposes, and when we come back, you'll see that match. And again, we're here at AMF Northglenn, Colorado, just north of Denver. Come on back. It'll be fun.
I'm hoping there'll be gloves on boxing match here.
It could be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Horsa, James Head. We're here at AMF Northglenn for our championship match with the Amateur Bowlers Store Denver branch. Winner of this match today, folks, is going to take home $1,947. Second place, $1,023. So both of these guys are in great shape financially already. Our tournament leader, Steve Roskelley Jr. of Parker, taking on Rob Macko of Denver. And Steve's elected to lead the match, so they're going to shake hands and best of luck. I was giving Rob a lot of grief over during the break that he actually gets handicapped, which he normally doesn't see a lot. He's always given it. So good match. Two master players going at it with great looks.
10-pin difference.
Yeah, 10-pin difference, one mark. One carry or non-carry.
Yep.
And it could come down to that.
It might very well come down to that. We'll see how it plays out.
A little high. 3-6. Been told by our producer, Scott Sledgister, James, that we have people watching us from 11 different countries right now, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And over 600 viewing?
613. So far, it's climbing. So they must be closing the bars down in Europe, I would think. All right, makes the 3-6. All right, yeah, we have a great following in Belgium, I believe, Scott. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us.
Well, hello from Denver, Colorado, USA.
Yeah, really. And I'm wondering what time it is over there. It's 6, little after 6. 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, +8.
Oh, +8. Oh, okay.
From here, so
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 a.m.
Wow. Ooh. Hey, you just left a Glenn Blunt Jr.
Yeah. We'll just call that a Glenny.
A Glenny, yeah. Unfortunately, poor Glenn.
They're saying Miami makes country 12.
What do you think?
The Miami makes country 12.
Oh, God. Oh, that's cold. That is cold. And we're not going in there. We are not touching that. All right, can he make it?
Oh.
So only takes 2 out of that, so he's open 7 in the first frame. He's already given his handicap away. Frame number 1, not a good place to do that.
Better here than the 10th.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, we'd say all the time, if you're going to open, this is the frame you want to do it, frame number 1. So
get that out of your system.
Yep.
Settle in, do your thing.
Yep.
They have confirmed it's 2:15 in the morning there.
Wow.
Well, thank you for watching at 2:15 in the morning.
Rob Macko,
That
will it
looks
get
like
up?
a really good pitch.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. Now, ABT is sponsored by Storm and Rotograph.
Yeah. At 900 Global.
And 900 Global. And in your finals match, you got a Rotograph haywire going down the lane with a
Yep.
Storm Code Black going down the lane.
There you go.
That doesn't hurt anybody's
No,
feelings.
absolutely not. Especially Dave Sims, president of Storm. It looks pretty good. Yep, not a problem. So he makes his 10-pin. So open in the first, spare in the second. And Steve Ross-Kelly. Steven does pretty good in the Nationals. The high 5 shirt that he's wearing is our sponsor for our national events. Steven won the doubles at South Point Bowling Plaza, the stadium in Vegas. Mike Monyak, bowling operations manager. Great place.
How do you
Really like
remember
the
some of
stadium,
these
man.
people's names?
Oh, Mike and I are. We go back too long. You can't not forget Mike. Mike's a great guy. He's great for bowling in the city of Las Vegas. Trust me. Hard and straight, and pulls it and flags the 4.
Okay.
So we're right back to where we started from. Rob Macko now with an 11-point lead, or 11-pin lead. Now, I thought this was going to be absolutely just bang, 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 and so far we haven't seen that, so let's see how
I haven't
fast
seen
he is.
anybody strike yet. We're figuring at least the front 5 from both of the guys.
Really?
That's a pretty
How
good
was
pitch.
Boom! All right. Code Black attack.
that one did attack.
Yep. All right. He's
Dun,
a,
dun, dun.
well, he's big enough to beat Jaws, I can tell you that right now.
Right.
Either the one from the James Bond movie or the one in the water. Either one is
Either
good.
one of them.
All right, let's see if Rob Macko can respond in kind here.
I'll see you 10 and raise you 10.
Yeah. Get up. There we go.
Oh,
All
half
right.
pocket, get the mixer.
All right, now they must have overheard us, and we're going, come on, guys, where's all these strikes you guys been throwing all weekend?
For a second, I thought Nolan showed up to bowl for him. Ouch.
Wow. Well, it was funny. Somebody called in and said, yeah, Nolan's bowling. Yeah, he's out bowling today. And they said, well, it was Team Trio, so they said, oh, he must have 2 good partners.
He does, you know, when you get with a couple of Hall of Famers, that's what
he
happens.
does. He actually does. No harm in that. You can ride that horse.
Did he fade that one?
Yeah, he sure did. Got a double. Here we go.
Kind of fanned on that one a little bit. Nice foul line adjustment for a double.
Yeah. Well, if we're correct in who his partners are, he's bowling with who did we say? Carl Schmidt
and Scott Myers.
Scott Myers. Huh? Come on.
Yeah.
Carl Schmidt.
He's in at least 2 Hall of Fames.
Yep. Up. Yeah,
Ouch.
way back when, I gotta remember, was it late 70s, early 80s? Carl was the first bowler in Denver to throw, or in the Baltimore Association to shoot back-to-back 300s in league.
Tour. That was on tour.
He
to
told
my
me it was in
understanding.
league. Oh, and who wins the team challenge?
I thought
Chris Kelso.
I thought that was in like 81 when he made Sports Illustrated, because
Very possibly.
he came out on tour and went back-to-back 300s.
Very
Which
possibly.
back then was
I was still
impossible to
a
shoot.
plebe in Philadelphia, so. In fact, I just got married. That's why I don't know anything back then.
Right. I could
Carl
be
likes
mistaken,
Carl
but-
likes to pull that Sports Illustrated out because it's a swimsuit issue, and of course he's facing
He's not
the
in a
crowd
swimsuit, is
with
he?
hair, so nobody knows who he looks like. They look at it and go, "Yeah, that's not you, Carl. Come on, give me a break." But yeah,
So 7 out in a strike.
used to bowl at one of his favorite haunts was Crown Lanes in Baltimore. And a good friend of mine at the time ran that bowling center, Larry Bernstein. A great bowler in his own right, left-hander now, I believe, up in North Jersey. But Larry won the John Vargo tournament at Carolier Lanes for a cool 45 grand way, way back then,
What a sweet pitch.
which was huge money back then.
Rob decided to put
5-pound
the
wood.
gas pedal down.
Yeah, got to do it.
Somebody's got to want to win it.
Well, and he also knows that Steven can do the same thing, so he's got to get out in front and be the breaker rather than the closer. He's up about 40 pins and wants to keep going. And it's been a while for Rob since he's been in the winner's circle. So this does come to fruition. Good for him. Frame number 6, looking for a 4-bagger.
Oops.
No, he tugged it. Crosses over and almost kicks the 9 out. That would have been a backbreaker for Steven.
That's a lot of momentum going there.
Oh, sure. So the spare conversion gives him 106 in the 5th spare. 106 in the 5th with a spare in the 6th. To Steven's possible 82. So, yeah, he's still down 30, and that's if he doubles. So he's got to get going here. No problem for Rob. Okay. 106 in the 5th, spare in the 6th. Like we said, he started with an open, but spare, 3-bagger spare. That gets you right back in the game, especially when Steven's got 2 opens in 5 frames.
He's coming off a strike, though, so
Yeah.
see what he does here on this right lane.
See what he can do here.
That looks pretty good.
Bingo. There we go.
That's what he's been doing all weekend.
Yep. He's not out of it yet.
Had
Down 34.
Had a really nice light hit. He's got the flush hit.
Yep.
That's what we were seeing all weekend from him.
Yeah. So it figures that next week at Coal Creek, no one's going to be gloating about how well he did on the team.
Right.
And, of course, I'll talk to Carl during the week and find out exactly what happened. Oh, no.
Find out what they really had to
Yeah,
average
exactly.
to carry his butt.
Yeah, really. 1, 2, 4, 10. Well, wait.
Ouch.
Yeah, the truth hurts, That's all right, Nolan.
I want to know if he put his motorcycle away or if he got out this weekend.
Nolan loves to ride. So
Yeah, but he doesn't like the cold.
Well, I agree, but that's probably, realistically, this should have been the last weekend he's going to be doing that.
Next weekend's going to be nicer.
Are you serious?
Next weekend's supposed to be 55 on Saturday and 57 on Sunday.
He's not going to do that. 'Cause
Why not?
It was in the 60s this weekend. If he didn't get out, if he didn't get out this weekend,
Well,
he
okay.
definitely ain't getting out.
Those
next
numbers were
week.
Fort Collins numbers because today was 53 in Fort Foco. Denver's always like 5 to 10 degrees warmer because of that heat island thing.
Yeah. Yep.
It's been unseasonably warm here in Denver for those of you that aren't in Denver.
Look at this.
7
Wow,
9. Got
almost
to
a
7
7
now.
9.
Oof.
Oof.
Those of us with two-wheel addictions, we kind of like it. If you've got ski addictions, you're not happy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you can have both.
You can.
You can live down here at 5,900 feet, or go up to 12,000 feet, and you can ski and come down here and play softball. That's how crazy it can get. Uh-oh, he didn't like it. Oh, missed the 9. Wow. You don't want to do that. He's up 20. What do we say?
25.
I-
Oh, he's
He's up 28 scratch. So he's still up 38 pins, even with that open. Wow.
yeah, they're both open in the 7th,
Yeah.
so he's still got an advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just been
38.
absolutely amazing weather this year for riding
it's
late
crazy.
late into the season.
Yeah.
our producer rides a motorcycle. I do as well.
Nice shot for Rob.
He's got a beautiful bike.
Thank you.
It doesn't have a rubber band on it, though. It doesn't do. That's not one of those.
No,
things.
that's mine.
Oh, okay. That's the one that gets like 246 miles to the gallon.
Right.
Only if I give the hamsters a rest.
Exactly.
No, mine's real similar to Phillips.
Oh, okay, cool. Very nice.
It's
Get it.
boom.
Come on. Ooh.
Oh.
Pin jumped across the deck. Almost have got the 10.
Ran off the deck right behind it.
Yeah. The best he can do now is 186 scratch. And if Rob has to do now is close frames. Okay. Gets his 10 pin. I'm almost going to do a Nolan and call this early, but I'm going to wait. Rob pretty much needs one mark in the next 2 frames.
4170. Yeah, I would call it.
Yeah. Boom. Come on.
That I will call it on that.
Yep, 2-8. We've seen that a lot today. Yeah, unfortunately, Steven never got on track here, and Rob Macko, our second seed, is going to win at least his 10th title. But more importantly, he's going to take home $1,947.
Now, what's
Steven,
second place good for?
1,023. And both of those amounts will go up next week because of our turnout this week. And we'll pay out almost $2,100 next week at Coal Creek. So another good turnout. All right, Steven makes a spare, 9th. And Rob now just, both bowlers basically just going through the motions because this match is over. Rob Macko of Denver finally gets back into the winner's circle after quite an absence.
Well, I'm going to get back in the winner's circle. My absence has been a long time.
Yes, it has.
We were just talking about that earlier. It's been 8 or 9 years since I've been.
Yeah.
out
The
here
bowling
even.
center you won at isn't around anymore.
Yeah, it's all closed up and gone.
It's now what, a gym?
I
Training
have no
center,
clue.
something
I
like
don't.
that?
I don't
Yeah.
drive by closed buildings to bowl.
Yeah. No, it's open and doing fine. All right, 154 in the 8th, spare in the 9th. This is hasta la vista. You can go
Yeah, he's 30 pins
buck 80 scratch.
plus his
for
handicaps,
90.
another 10, 40.
Yeah, but it's over. So Steve Roskilly Jr. second place today, $1,023. And Rob Macko of Denver taking home $1,947. Good for him. Ooh, thought he was going to kick that 4-pin forward.
$1,000 though. That's not a bad weekend. He lives on the south side of town, so that's probably a 18-mile drive or so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Steven lives in Parker. Yeah, he's way south. Yeah,
So he's 25 miles out.
yeah.
Not too far to drive for a pretty good weekend.
Nope. All right. So with a strike here, Rob's going to shoot 193 scratch with 24. 217, and that's going to be more than enough. Best Steven can do is 188 with handicap. Rob finishes up. A light mixer for a 410, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be more than enough to win.
Is that 15? 215 there? Scratch, I mean, handicap total?
Yeah, I gotta. Yep, you are absolutely correct, sir.
Score one for James. He got math right.
I knew it would come back to you. Oh, Steven just.
Jeez.
Just never had a good look. 1, 2, 4, 10. And it's a shame that you don't realize, you're going, Steve, he didn't throw the ball that good. But you know what? He was money all weekend. Just got on a pair that just didn't treat him right. Nice conversion.
That was a real nice pickup.
Was. At least there's one guy left in the building that likes Steve, and everybody else left a long time ago.
Hey, I still like Steven.
Well, you have to because he's too big. He can hurt you in a number of ways.
Whoa.
That was an AA check.
That one was way out on the rail.
157 and 14. Shoots 171. Unfortunately, probably his lowest game by far of the weekend and maybe of a month. But in any event, folks, our champion this weekend, Rob Macko of Denver. And when we come back, we'll chat with Rob for a little bit and pick his brain, have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour here at AMF Northglenn. Our champion, Rob Macko, second place, Steve Ross Kelly Jr. And again, when we'll come back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Sorsa, James Head, and our champion, finally, again, Rob Macko. Rob's 11th title, but it's a 3-year drought is over, and really the only reason he don't care about the cash. He wants another shirt.
That's right.
I can understand that.
They wear out in the wash.
You think? All right, folks. Rob, it's great to see you back in the winner's circle. And it really is. You had a good weekend. You really threw the ball well.
Yeah, just try to stay behind it and get it down the lane.
Yeah. And pretty much that's what you have to do in this short pattern.
Right.
And you did quite well. You were 110 over in the semis. Roadkill was way ahead of you, but he just didn't have a good look. He didn't feel comfortable. And that early three-bagger, early three-bagger, that pretty much set the tone for you and let you glide into the finals. It's nice that you can glide in and you don't have to worry about having a.
Yeah, it was nice. I didn't have to.
2 or 3.
Didn't put too much pressure on me because you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, it can happen. Let me tell you. So league bowling this year?
Yeah, I'm bowling at Brunswick Zone Wheat Ridge on Tuesday.
Oh, you're in that
Pioneer,
huge.
Yeah.
I don't call it the Pioneer League anymore. I call it the Rocco League.
Oh, yeah, it is the Rocco
40
League.
teams of 5. My
Right.
goodness.
There's a lot of bowlers.
Serious
a lot of
money.
Good,
Yeah, a lot of good bowlers.
A lot of
yeah.
good bowlers there.
Good competition, great
Yeah.
brackets, all kinds of stuff to win. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty neat. So you still doing your small appliance repair? You still doing that or?
No, I work at Heather Gardens.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
retirement community.
Okay, yeah, I know
So,
exactly where it's at. Just down the road from Heatheridge. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
on it's on
Yale.
Iliff, isn't it?
Yale.
It's on Yale. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. All right.
So I've been there for the last 6 years,
Oh, cool.
7 years.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
All right, and what did you use today? What were you throwing? I think one was a haywire, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the ball I used almost all weekend, the
Good.
haywire,
Yeah.
the one I won at the drawing.
Okay.
At the party.
Oh, at the regional? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Sean Lee drilled it up for me. And
He knows a thing or two.
He knows a couple things, yeah. Yeah, so the ball worked really good.
It did.
all weekend.
Yeah, you had a good look with
So,
that ball. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right,
We have a question from the viewers.
sure.
What is your favorite pattern?
Well, I like the short stuff.
Actually, my
You know.
favorite is anything that makes me money.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, I'd rather bowl on a short pattern
Yeah.
than a long pattern, but
Is that just for carry, or are you just more comfortable playing further right?
yeah, I get a better angle. You know, I don't really turn the ball a whole lot, so
Turn it plenty.
You did good.
so yeah.
Actually, when in doubt, like next week, 44 feet, I'm playing the fallback shot.
Oh yeah, I'll be playing fallback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm deep inside. I'm looking at 1-3 the whole way, and all I want the ball to do is just flip at the end. Just give me something I
Turn
can
3
make.
boards.
That's all. Maybe not
Yeah.
even that, Rob.
Right.
That's it. But
Long-
it's good.
long
You know
haul
what,
to
buddy?
Cold
I'm
Creek, for
really
sure.
happy for you. Glad to see you back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, it's
Great
nice.
bowling
Get
this
some nice
weekend.
cash.
Thanks,
All right.
James.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here at AMF Northglenn in the Denver area. Those of you in Belgium, go to bed. time's over. It's up. It's about 2:30 now.
Or have another beer. I mean,
okay, we can do that.
Well, thanks for running a good tournament.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You always run a good tournament.
Thank you. Not a problem. And I like bowling against them when we get the chance.
Right.
Haven't done that in a while, but
It's been a long time.
it's always
yeah.
fun. Yeah,
yeah.
that was Broadway, I think.
Right.
Yeah, we were bowling the shootout links. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was neat. Good
we keep
money,
talking
good
about
money
all
for
these
the
bowling
summer.
alleys that close. That's tell.
I know. Wish they weren't, but it happens. You know,
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. All right, folks. That'll do it for us. Rob Macko, our champion. James Head sitting in for Nolan Carruthers, who he's going to be yakking. He's going to think he's going to tell me how good he
Yeah,
did.
you guys will
bowling
hear.
trails.
You guys will
He
hear a lot
lies.
about it next week.
He just lies.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Just make sure our viewers know that he had 2 Hall of Famers carrying his big butt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's how he got where he got. He's coasting. He's free.
He's just riding their shirt tails
right
in.
the coattails. Yeah. All right, with producer Scott Sledgester and us three, the Three Stooges here,
Right.
we're going to see you in a week, folks. We're going to be at Coal Creek Lanes in Lafayette again. We're going to be on the new Carmen Salvino pattern, 44 feet. That'll be fun to watch. It'll be cool.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it will. All right, folks. Have a great week. We'll see you.